Good morning from sunny California at the San Francisco Pier. This is Annette Lang, and we're doing my favorite bartender workout. The first movement we're going to do is a warm-up or movement prep, and it's the Mary because she's always so happy. I'm going to start with a squat and an overhead lift. Legs wide, however's comfortable for you. Squat down, bring your arms up. Turning them in on the way down, turn your arms out on the way up. Breathe in on the way down, breathe out on the way up. A wonderful way to get moving because Mary makes you happy. I'm going to do a little bit of a switch, and now I'm going to start with a squat and a lift and move to my left as I stand up. You can do a few steps to one side and then a few steps back to the other side. Getting everything moving, getting your heart rate going. Change to a squat, reaching down to one side. Take that opposite arm, externally rotate it. As you come up, you can add a little bit of a rotation as you stand up. Switch to the other side, a little bit of turning out as your arm comes up. You can change the angle of where your foot is stepping to, and you can change the angle of the height that your arm is lifting up to. The first exercise in today's workout is going to be the Elijah, a slower, controlled movement followed by the same pattern but more dynamic. So I picked a squat and overhead press. Everything is done with bands in this workout today. Squat and overhead press. You can change to doing the overhead press with one arm at a time if you want. You can also go a little faster, but you don't need to because the Elijah has you go right to plyometric. So now I'm doing jump squats. Still bringing my arms overhead, but getting the power and the plyometric from jumping off the ground. This is very challenging. That's the Elijah. The next exercise is the Gerry, a core targeting exercise. Lots of resistance from both grips of the band, and then stepping into a side lunge, keeping your arms still, relatively speaking, in front of you. Do a few repetitions of that and then hold still. So right now I'm really feeling this on my right side, especially in the core. Hold for a couple more seconds, turn and do the other direction. Band comes from the left, feel it a lot on the left side, stepping to the right. Get some nice glute and inner thigh activation. Do a few repetitions, holding the band relatively still, relative to you, which means it has to go with you, and then holding still. Try to stand nice and tall, give a little smile once in a while, and keep breathing, keep those abs deliberately pulled in just a bit. Okay, the next exercise is the Drewgle, the balance exercise. I've got a lighter band holding with both arms, giving a little bit of stimulus to the upper middle back of the shoulders. I'm standing on my left leg and leaning forward. Remember, you can lean forward to different angles. You can change the height at which you're holding your arms, and you can hold the position leaned forward. There's lots of different ways to change these exercises. This is the Drewgle, based on Drew, to where you have to lean forward to hear what he's saying because he's so soft-spoken, but you definitely don't want to miss what he's saying because it's always good stuff. The Drewgle, single leg balance to different angles, and we're adding a little bit of an upper body target to get the back of those shoulders and the upper middle back. Okay, the next exercise is the Jamie, also known as chaotic training. Today I picked step downs in a curtsy form, which means my leg is coming behind the other leg. Good glute stuff. Other leg step down. Jamie is spontaneous changes, but if you're working out by yourself, you got to pick a few exercises ahead of time, and those are the ones that you do one right after the other. Single leg step downs, curtsy style, and then we're going to go right into straight arm pull down, and I'm going to add a hip hinge or a deadlift kind of movement. This is really tough. You can get your heart rate going really easily and your breathing rate really easily by doing a hip hinge, straight arm pull down. This is the Jamie, chaotic training. The third exercise in the Jamie, I love these exercises. Old-fashioned ab stuff on the bench. You swing around, hook your legs on there. It feels like you're going to fall, but you're not. And now I'm just holding still for a few seconds. Get some good isometric. It's harder if you make your arms longer. And now I'm going to do a few crunches. I'm trying to take advantage of the bench, which means going down further and really just coming up to almost neutral spine where you're not curling or flexing very much at all. So that's the Jamie, 3 exercises in a row, also called chaotic training if you change spontaneously. The next exercise is the X exercise. The X exercise named after that bartender who sort of ignores you, so you feel like you have to crawl across the desert trying to get a beer. So classic core stabilization. Opposite arm and leg, with arm and leg moving, making a box figure. It's called perturbation for that spine and all the muscles around the core that have to stabilize the spine. So opposite arm and leg, you can hold it. I'm doing a variation where I move. Now let's do some different walking, moving patterns on hands and knees, moving back and forth, going into a T-stand, trying to move everything together. The whole body turns at the same time. This is the X exercise. Opposite arm and leg, moving forward and back. I'm dying for a beer here. Bartender keeps ignoring me. The X. Next up is the new addition to my favorite bartender workout. It's the Justin. Justin makes you laugh. He's a stand-up comic, writes comedy, and he's just a good old guy. So, how many times can you clap before the water bottle comes back down? I'm on my knees, which makes it a little bit harder. You just can't help but laugh when you do the Justin. And so that's 2 hands. Now let's switch to 1 hand. I'm going to pick my right because that's my better side. So let's go. Clapping as many times as you can. All right, now I'm serious. Actually, it's not serious because it's the Justin exercise. You got to do something that's going to make you laugh if you do the Justin, although it's great for hand-eye coordination. See what I mean about the laughing? The next exercise is going to be Dimitri. Dimitri is forced exhalation, really focusing on belly breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. But I'm going to encourage that by doing a really strong row. So almost like another Gerry exercise for core integrity, but obviously upper body. So really forcefully breathing out hard right before you start moving to get that core activated. And I'm trying to stand on 1 leg a little bit as I do the row. So there's a lot going on in this exercise. The focus is Dimitri, forced exhalation to get those deep core muscles firing for you, and just making it a little bit harder by doing a strong row, standing on 1 leg. Now, I want to do another Mary because Mary has lost so much weight, she moves around really quickly behind the bar. I'm holding the band in that end position and jumping back and forth because Mary can now move behind that bar, going from side to side jumps to high knees, trying to stay back as best I can. Okay, I think we need a Gaid in here. Gaid is so fast at refilling your beer, you really got to turn around quick to let him know you don't want any more. So it's a hard, fast chop, starting from the bottom, going up today. So hard, fast chop, focusing on exhaling as you start moving. A Gaid, great power core exercise. All right, special treat, my favorite bartender workout. I'm doing a second set of a few of the exercises. They're short sets just to show you how you can change to make the exercise at least different or more challenging. And so the first one that I'm going to do is 3 different versions of Elijah. First is push-up. Go down and hold. You can make it harder if you want to. After you hold for 5 to 8 seconds, plyometric push-ups. Second one of the Elijah is single leg squats followed by power jumps with the same leg working. So pick a leg, any leg. Single leg squats. And then you're going to stick to that same leg, put it up on the bench, use your arms, and try to get some air. Really push down into that bench so you come up nice and strong. Then go to the other leg. Remember, you can do more repetitions in each set, or you can repeat the set if you want to, or you can even repeat the whole circuit, the whole workout. Here come those power moves. You can see why I'm not a professional volleyball player. I can't get much air with that jump. Nice. The next exercise of the Elijah is a side lunge with a diagonal pull. So I want to get that band sort of still in my right arm. Reach forward and to the side and then pull up along a diagonal line. Look at that nice reflection of the Bay Bridge behind me. It's a beautiful morning in California. Side lunge, side step with a nice big diagonal pull. Stretching on the way down, working on the way up. And then when we're done with this, I'm going to drop the band and do a side-to-side move, sometimes called ice skaters, really trying to reach. Now you can go faster, you can go for distance. There's many different ways to do the Elijah exercise. Perfect. The next exercise is going to be another Gerry exercise. 2 different sets done very quickly right after each other, short sets. Taking the band with lots of resistance and just making those big circles. So the band from the left is clockwise circles. And then just holding. Really feeling that resistance in your core from here, especially on the left side. Turning around to the other side. Make that circle nice and big, and then hold. So that's the Gerry exercise for core integrity stabilization. Let's get another set of the Drewgle. Single leg balance, we're going to add just a little bit of power. So standing on one leg, reaching forward with the same arm. And here we go, side to side hops. Forward and back hops. So just a little bit of a tweak for the Drewgle exercise. Now I'm reaching forward with the opposite arm. So you can change this any way you want. Oh, you gotta stop for a few shadow puppets here. Nice. All right, come on, back to the Drewgle. Side to side, and then forward and back hops. Nice work. Let's end with some really forceful Dimitri. Exhale strongly. Should feel your belly moving in and out. Get that fly away. Nice work. My favorite bartender workout from San Francisco.